Greetings everyone, welcome to this session of International Relations. Dear students, in today's session we are going to discuss about PM Modi's recent visit in Israel. Apart from that, we will discuss the emerging India-Israel relations. So, let's begin. Now, in today's session, first we will start with the context. As you know the context, right? Then we will look into the past, means the historical evolution of India-Israel relations. Moreover, we will also discuss how after 2014 the relation between India and Israel accelerated. Moreover, we will discuss the major outcomes of this visit of PM Modi. Apart from that, we will also discuss IMEC and I2U2 strategic game changers between India and Israel relation. Also, we will discuss regional dynamics and broader implication. Regional dynamics, for example, Iran related issues, right? West Asia related issues. And lastly, we will conclude this lecture. So, first see the context. As you know, that Prime Minister Narendra Modi has visited Israel on 25th to 26th February 2026, just 3 days ago, right? And this is his second visit after his historic first one in July 2017. So here, one most important thing you have to note that Prime Minister Narendra Modi is the first Indian Prime Minister to visit Israel in 2017, right? And this was his second visit, right? Now, let's see the historical evolution of India-Israel relations. So, this started in 1948. How? So, in 1948, India recognized Israel in right, and but full diplomatic relations were established only in 1992. Right? Though in 1948, India recognized Israel, but the diplomatic relations established only in 1992, almost 4 decades later, and with the help from Palestinian leader Yasser Arafat. Right? So he visited India at that time, and after only his visit, the formal relation were recognized between India and Israel in 1992, right? And exact date was 29 January 1992. Again in 1962, what happened? Indochina War, and during Indochina War, Israel played a very limited role, right? And it provided limited support to India, right? But then came 1999, what? Kargil War, right? And during Kargil War, Israel helped India a lot. How? Israel rushed precision bombs, right? And that helped to destroy the Pakistani troops, right? Especially in hidden areas, hidden locations, right? So Israel provided precision bombs to India from emergency stockpiles to Indian air bases, right? And due to which, right, it played a significant role in decisive victory of Kargil War. From 2000 to 2004. So here, in the early 2000s, high profile visits by Indian leaders. For example, that time Jaswant Singh, he was the foreign minister, right? He visited Israel. LK Advani also visited Israel, right? Jyoti Basu, he was the chief minister of West Bengal that time. He also visited Israel. Nazma Heptullah also helped to build defense ties between India. So visiting or the high dignitaries visit to Israel played a significant role in strengthening the ties between India and Israel. Right? Apart from that, Ariel Sharon's visit in 2003 marked the formal beginning of the structured defense cooperation. Right? Now, let's move forward. But majorly, the relation between India and Israel accelerated post 2014. Right? We have seen the history. Now, what happened that after 2014, means in 2014, PM Modi, right, assumed the office. So the real acceleration happened after 2014 with Modi government, right? And in September 2014, first Modi Netanyahu meeting in a decade. So In September 2014, there was a meeting between PM Modi and Prime Minister Netanyahu of Israel. In July 2017, yes, historical visit of PM Modi to Israel, and he was, as I said, he was the first Prime Minister to visit Israel, right? Again, and why Israel is more important from IR's perspective? Because Israel, if we see the India and Israel relations, then you will find that it is a report of CIPRI and defense trade data, where it reflects that about 34% of Israel's export between 2020 to 2024, right? India was the largest arm buyers, right? Largest arm buyers of Israel, and almost 34% of Israel's export to India. In which sector? Arms, right? Apart from that, there is joint success between India and Israel. What is it? Barak 8 air and defense missile system, right? Next, now sector specific importance. So here, as we have seen that after 2014, the relations accelerated, and in defense and security areas, lesson from Operation Sindoor recently, right? So highlighted the need for strong anti-drone and missile defense systems, and as you know that Israel has very high advanced defense system, and we have already seen that India is a major exporter, right, of Israel defense system. Iron Beams, Israel's 100 kilowatt high energy laser system for intercepting drones, rockets, and mortars, is under discussion for procurement and co-production in India, right? Autonomous guard deal, it happened in 2025, and almost $81.9 million agreement for advanced surveillance system with an Indian private defense firms. Clear? Next, in November 2025, agreement deepened cooperation in defense industry and technology. Right? Now, another sector. So here, trade and economy. So bilateral trade between India and Israel in financial year 2024-2025 reached to $3.75 billion. Right? So you can understand the trade and economic related aspect. Again, and which sector? Dominated by diamonds, petroleum, and chemicals. Now expanding into electronics, high-tech products, medical equipment. So these are the key areas where both parties trade. September 2025, bilateral investment agreement was signed. November 2025, terms of reference for free trade agreement finalized. Right? And Israel is keen on Indian infrastructure companies for roads, ports, plus human mobility to attract skilled Indian talents. So both parties are expanding their relations in different sectors, multiple sectors. Right? Earlier it was restricted to few sectors, but now it is being expanded. Right? Next, science technology sector. Obviously, we are a major exporter, especially of science technology related components. So here, over 35 center of excellence in India, right, has been established by Israel for high density agriculture, fruits, vegetables, and beekeeping. And obviously, and Mashaw agreement. This is very crucial, right? And the question may be asked in prelims that Mashaw agreement is related to which two countries or which country? So your answer should be India and Israel, right? So here with Haryana and Rajasthan for water resources management. Obviously, these two states, right, have water scarcity, water problems. So here water resources related or water resources management related issue, right, will be dealt under this agreement, Mashaw agreement. Which two states? Rajasthan and Haryana. Artificial intelligence is now emerging a major focus area. It is an emerging area, obviously, globally. Now, the major outcomes of this visit of 2026. So here, PM Modi held talks with Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu in Jerusalem. And here, these are the major highlights of this visit, right? So first, India and Israel will work closely to implement what IMEC, India Middle East Economic Corridor, right? India Middle East is Europe Economic Corridor, sorry, and I2U2. I2U2 means 2I, India, Israel, 2U, UAE and USA. It is also called West Asian Quad or New Quad, right? We will discuss later. Apart from that, the visit concluded with a joint statement describing bilateral ties as a special strategic partnership. Clear? Next, multiple MOUs were signed, memorandum of understandings were signed, multiple, right? And including one on geophysical exploration using advanced geophysical technology and AI technologies for sustainable resources development. So here, geophysical exploration related MOUs were also signed, right? And it will use advanced geophysical and AI technologies. Next, Modi addressed the Indian origin Jew communities in Israel, right? And recognizing their contribution in education, culture, public life, and national services. Clear? Next, he also visited two important locations: what? Holocaust Museum and Half of Remembrance in Jerusalem. Clear? Next, during this visit, Foreign Secretary Vikram Misri, he also addressed media and he briefed media on following issues. Right? He said that tension between Iran and USA did not come up for discussion. So there was no discussion on Iran and US tension. Clear? So here you can see that how strategically India has played. Right? Both parties have not discussed India and US, Iran and US tensions. Right? It was left. It was not part of the discussion. Second, Modi firmly stated that terrorism has no place in the world and dialogue is the only way forward. Obviously, right? Means he explicitly mentioned that there is zero tolerance for terrorism. And what is the way forward? Only dialogue, right? Means peaceful solution is the way. India is ready to offer support for peaceful solution if required. Means if any country requires peaceful solution, India is ready to negotiate or provide. Regional situation does weigh on the progress of IMEC, right, and other initiatives like I2U2. Next, however, countries are taking steps in their national capacities to advance IMEC components. We will discuss what is IMEC, right? Lack of progress on Palestinian statehood, especially Israel-Saudi relations, could impact IMEC, but discussions continue. Right? Obviously, these two, mainly IMEC and I2U2, right? Both are two important factors in India and Israel relations, right? And in West Asian relations, right? Now here, note what is notable thing that here India it reflects means all these statements, right, reflected India's strategic approach. Strategic approach means strategic and balanced approach. India has played a balanced or took a balanced approach, right? How balanced approach? As we have seen that it has left US and Iran related issue, right? So here it has played a neutral role, right? Strong ties with Israel, engagement with Gulf nations, and concern over Iran tensions. So it can be seen as India's balanced approach. Next, right? And here, PM Modi during his visit stated clearly that peace and stability in West Asia are directly linked to India's security interest. Obviously, you must be knowing that millions of Indians reside in different West Asian countries, and peace and stability is must, right? Therefore, from the very beginning, we have supported, means India has supported dialogue and a peaceful resolution of issues, any kind of issue, especially violent issues like tension between two countries or more than two countries or nations. This is called for global south and of humanity as a whole. So this was the statement of PM Modi during his visit to Israel. Now, key message from Modi, right? So first statement, we have already seen that terrorism cannot be accepted in any form, means zero tolerance for terrorism. And what is the way? Only peaceful resolution, peaceful method. Dialogue and peaceful solutions are the only path, obviously, right? No place for violence. India's position is consistent, means resolution of regional tensions through peaceful means is essential. So already we have seen that India is ready to play any role if it get for peaceful resolution between two countries, two nations, or more than two countries, right? Now, IMEC and I2U2, right? Both are seen as strategic game changers. So what is IMEC? Right? India, Middle East, Europe Economic Corridor, right? So it is an economic corridor. Let's see the map, then you will better understand. So here, this is the map of India, Middle East, Europe corridor. So here, it starts from India and through sea route, it reaches UAE, then right Saudi Arabia, then Egypt, then through sea route till Greece. So it includes both, right? Sea route as well as rail route. Sea route between India to UAE, and again sea route from Israel to Greece. And for landlocked countries, there is rail route, right? This is the route of IMEC. Now let's see about IMEC. So it was announced at G20 Summit 2023. Clear? First, what is the goal? Goal is obviously when it is an economic corridor, so shorter, safer route to Europe, bypassing Suez Canal vulnerabilities. Right? The recent Oman and UAE agreements renewed momentum. Clear? So here mainly you have to understand that IMEC, it can play a significant role, right? And again, both Israel and India are two important part of IMEC. Again, Modi Netanyahu agreed to push implementation with renewed momentum. Obviously, both leaders have agreed to provide a renewed momentum to IMEC. Right? Why? Because it is a shorter and safer trade route bypassing Suez Canal. Right? Again, see the map. Right? It is completely bypassing Suez Canal. Suez Canal is here. Right? Again, leaders instructed teams to prepare for early signing of agreements. So they have instructed their own teams to prepare this agreement as soon as possible. Now, next, I2U2. So listen, it includes four countries: India, Israel, USA, and UAE. Four countries. And as I said earlier, it is also known as West Asian Quad or New Quad. Clear? And 2I means India, Israel. 2U's, it means UAE and USA. And it was established in 2021, just after Abraham Accord between Israel and UAE was signed. Clear? So it was signed in, it was established in 2021 after the signing of or after conclusion of Abraham Accord between Israel and UAE. Clear? What is the focus of I2U2? The focus is economic cooperation, technology, clean energy, food security, and regional stability. These are the focus area of I2U2. Clear? Member countries are committed to working together to address common challenges and explore new opportunities for growth and progress. These are the aims of I2U2. Clear? Now, regional dynamics. Dynamics, for example, Iran and US related tensions, right? Crisis in West Asia. So here, major or the visit took place amid Iran-US standoff. Though this issue was not discussed between both these two leaders, right? It was dropped, right? We have seen. massive US military build-up in Persian Gulf. So obviously you are aware of the tension between Iran and US, right? Fragile Gaza ceasefire under Trump's peace plan. And lastly, Trump's February 19, 2026 summit, where 50 plus countries and 7 billion pledged took place, and India attended it as an observer. Right now, broader context here means during this visit, Prime Minister Netanyahu of Israel, right? He proposed an idea of hexagon of alliances. Hexagon of alliances means six-sided alliances. Six-sided alliance, it includes, though it explicitly mentioned 4 countries, right? In this hexagonal alliance, right? Or it is called hexagon of alliance. So it is six-sided. Six-sided means it has explicitly, means Netanyahu has explicitly mentioned the name of 4 countries. First is Israel, India, Cyprus, and Greece, and rest two. The name of rest two has not been explicitly mentioned, though he instructed, right, or given a, you can say, hint about, right, that certain African countries or Asian countries can join. Clear? India does not necessarily view the region through this lens, and its approach in pragmatic and balanced, right? And this visit is far beyond routine diplomacy. Obviously, there the main issue is what, the Iran and US standoff, Iran and US crisis, right? Tension between both these countries, and amid this, right? Though from some angle this visit is being, to some extent it was criticized, but this is not the way, right? Here India played a balanced approach, right? And why balanced approach? Because it did not discuss Iran US tensions, right? So lastly, conclusion and key takeaways. So here, what is the conclusion? PM Modi's Israel visit in February 2026, 25 to 26 February, right, is a powerful statement, and India's security is tied to West Asian stability, and we are ready to play a constructive role through dialogue, economic corridors like IMEC, and special strategic partnership, right? So it reflects India's balanced strategic approach, right? And key takeaways of this visit is, first, India's de-hyphenation of Israel-Palestine ties continues. IMEC and I2U2 strategic economic initiatives amid regional turmoil, right? So these are two, right, strategic economic initiatives between what, or India and Israel are part of both these two, right? Again, security linkages, peace in West Asia is equal to India's national interest. Obviously, as I have already discussed, that in West Asia, millions of Indians stay, right, on working visa or permanent basis, whatever. So if there is peace in West Asia, it means it is in India's national interest, right? And lastly, balanced diplomacy, India plus Gulf plus Iran engagement, right? Means India cannot drop either, right? For India, Israel is also important, Gulf region is also important, and Iran is also important, right? So here India has to play a balanced approach or a balanced diplomacy. So that's all for now. We will meet in another lecture. Thank you for watching.